in Istanbul. And here we get set for the second semifinal match featuring Rodger Willett Jr. of the United States against Jorge Jimenez of El Salvador. Two very experienced shooters. Jorge Jimenez, ranked 6th in the world, of course was number 1 in the world back in 2007. He defeated your archer, Martin Damsbo, by just 1 this morning as Jimenez.
Go ahead, rub some salt in the wound.
Oh,
that doesn't hurt.
We'll just report the facts.
That doesn't hurt.
Well, actually, your archer did a great job. He came on strong at the very end. Martin Damsbo shot very well down the stretch, but it was that 8 that Martin shot on the final arrow of the 4th end that turned the match.
Exactly. That hurt.
Yes.
That hurt.
I'm sure it did.
There was too much red in that round.
But a great effort by Martin Damsbo against the very experienced Jimenez. And there is a good look at Jorge Jimenez, silver medalist at stage 1 in Poreč, Croatia this year, and finished 5th at last year's World Cup Finals in Edinburgh. So the man from El Salvador will take on Rodger Willett Jr. of the United States, 49 years old, number 1 ranking in the world. Rodger reaching the semis by holding off Turkey's Ali Davarchi this morning, 143 to 142. Rodger actually trailed by 2 points after the second end, was tied after 3, and then 5 of Rodger's last 6 shots were 10. So Rodger had 9 bullseyes, which means he leads Rio Wild by 4 in the battle for that Longines prize for precision. And that's in the back of his mind, but in the forefront of his mind is winning this match and getting to the finals to face Rio Wild.
No doubt about it. He wants to get in that final, and I must say he won, what was it, 1, 2,
by
3
1
stages of the World Cups?
Mm-hmm.
He deserves to be in that final.
He didn't get knocked off until Shanghai.
No. And there you got the first 10 from Rodger.
So Rodger Willett making a statement with his first shot of the match against Jorge Jimenez.
I think that's a time,
yep.
Yeah, 10
a liner.
liner. Definitely.
You could hear the countdown in the background from his coach. I mean, just a little bit off the mark that time. A 9 for Rodger.
There's a little bit fun about that coach of Rodger's. You know what his name is? Rodger.
Rodger.
Exactly. That's Rodger Willett Jr. And you got Junior standing on the shooting line.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Tied at 19 after the first 2 shots, and now 28 points posted by Rodger Willett Jr. So both starting off with 10s and then firing a pair of 9s, and we're tied at 28 all after the first end of arrows here in Istanbul, where we await the gold medal and bronze medal matches on this sun-splashed afternoon. Of course, tomorrow the recurve competition coming up, which we'll have here on ESPN3 for you. Have to get up if you're in the States in the middle of the night, but it's well worth it for the coverage of the World Cup Finals, the Archery World Cup Finals. So tied at 28 all as we begin the second end. And Rodger Willett will shoot first at target 1. Looks like a liner.
That's a 10 liner again, yeah. You got it.
Good shot, Rodger.
And Jimenez outside the 9 ring with an 8. Opening the door, perhaps. We'll see.
Yeah, you saw it how his bow moved again. There is some heavy wind pushing on the archers and the bows equipment out there.
And they'll count that as a 9 for Jimenez. So in this end, Willett with a 1-point lead at this point, and that may increase his lead depending upon what Jimenez is able to do.
And he got another 10 on his count. He likes that. Nice shot.
10 for Jimenez. So 29 points for Willett in that end. And after they were tied at 28 all after the first end, Rodger Willett edging ever so slightly ahead of Jorge Jimenez, who is an industrial engineer back home in San Salvador. Father of two, trying to get to the World Cup Finals and win a gold medal to take back to El Salvador. So after two ends, as they total up the scores, 2-point advantage for Rodger Willett Jr. with 3 ends left to go. And now it will be Jimenez shooting first at target 2 to begin the third end. Trailing by 2 in the match. And the 8 will not help his cause.
Nice and steady.
So a 9 for Rodger Willett. And a 9 for Jimenez. And Rodger with the 10. Rodger, of course, did not qualify for the World Championships this summer in Torino, so he really placed a lot of his focus on the World Cup, and thus far it's paid off for him. That one on the line or just outside?
Too close to call.
Yeah, and they've scored it as a 9 unofficially.
I would have expected to be with a little dot over the 9 so that the judge should call it, but...
It's a good look at the pulley on the compound bow, and a shot off the mark for Rodger Willett. So Rodger settling for 27 points in this end, not finishing off the third end the way he had hoped. So Rodger with 27, however Jimenez with only 26 points, and so Rodger maintains a 3-point lead, 84-81 after 3 ends, and just 6 arrows away from another All-American final. We already know that Christy Collin and Erica Anschutz will shoot for the compound gold medal in the women's side, and on the men's side, Rodger Willett trying to get there and face Rio Wild, and he's just 6 arrows away from doing that.
And I would say under normal conditions, 3-point lead in this time in a senior men's compound division, that would be a winner, definitely. But now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've been surprised by
You've seen stranger things happen, haven't you?
I have seen a lot of strange things happen, yeah. But apparently the conditions here is very hard to control for the archers.
Just outside that 10 ring for Jimenez.
These guys are very good at judging the wind and how it affects their shot. So when they get pushed out, it's tough out there.
Good judgment that time for Rodger with another 10. And right now, Rodger Willett Jr. with 4 10s so far in this match. And an 8 for Jimenez, who in all truth needs to shoot 10s from here on out.
Jimenez, I wished you a shot like that against Martin. Sorry.
Torben, of course, the coach of Martin Damsbo, who lost to Jimenez this morning in the quarterfinals in what was a great match decided by just 1 point and could have gone either way.
Another 8 again. Oh.
No,
they
8 with an asterisk.
Yeah. This one they want the judge to judge. Have a look at it.
But Rodger Willett Jr. trying to take the
10.
suspense out of this match, and he may have done it with that. So 3 straight 10s for Rodger Willett Jr. of the United States. Makes his home in Gloucester, Virginia, in the Tidewater area, and in great position to get back to the gold medal match. He was not happy sitting on the sidelines in Shanghai, where he suffered his first loss of the World Cup campaign. Came up short in the quarterfinals against Rio Wilde.
That's what's going to be, yeah. So
yeah,
if we got those two Americans in the gold, we got a fight going on.
Then we got
no doubt about it.
That'll be Rodger looking for payback that time.
Oh, yeah.
So we shall see.
It will be a Rio that don't want to give it away. That's for sure.
6 points dividing these two archers here in Istanbul, as the pleasure boats come sailing by and blowing their horns, adding to the distractions. Lots of things to see and hear in Istanbul.
Like you see above the target now, you got a boat sailing in the water, of course in the water. But it was just above the target, and it might distract the archer a bit.
Just more of a challenge, but these guys are up to the challenge. I'll say Rodger is pouring it on right now.
Looks like Rodger started figuring out the wind, and
Jorge figuring it out a little bit. Too late. 10 points for Jorge Jimenez here in the fifth and final end, as Rodger goes for his fifth straight 10. Will they give it to him?
Liner,
maybe, possibly.
Let's see what the judge says.
We'll find out. We'll find out. That's what the judges are for. And there's Jimenez finishing off strong.
From Jimenez.
So a pair of 10s to finish things off for a disappointed Jorge Jimenez, who had hoped to get to the gold medal match. But Rodger Willett Jr.
That was a 9.
And how? A 9. And so Rodger with a hug for his dad. Great to see the families coming over here to Istanbul and supporting these archers in the World Cup Finals. So Rodger Willett Jr. still this game face on. He knows there's still work ahead of him, as he'll have the rematch against Rio Wilde, who we told you just a moment ago did defeat Rodger in the quarterfinals in Shanghai about 2 weeks ago at stage 4 of the Archery World Cup.
I bet you Rodger is trying to figure out the wind and still thinking about what he can do better for the next match, and no doubt about that.
And of course, conditions could change before that next match. And so we are done with the semifinals. It is all over. And it is Rodger Willett Jr. defeating Jorge Jimenez by the final count of 142 to 137. So 142 out of a possible 100.